So in this video, I'm going to talk about nuts. All right? Why? Because one of the most common problems that I have run into people that start to eat healthy is they start having reactions to nuts, and they don't know the nut is they're reacting to that nut, or peanut butter. So here's the problem. If you consume too much nut or seeds or peanut butter, it is severely aggravating to the gallbladder and the ducts that connect to that gallbladder. All right, so just be aware of that. And many times you're looking for a snack that is quick, it's satisfying, and you'll have these nuts. If you do too much, it's going to irritate this gallbladder. But you may feel a little bloating. Okay, you're going to feel a little bloating in your stomach, but there's a little nerve that goes right through that gallbladder, and it goes right on up to the liver, and it goes right up to the shoulder, and right up to the neck, and up to the head. In other words, this little nerve will be pinched down here, like you're stepping on a dog's tail, but he's going to bark over here, and you're going to have neck pain on the right side or the shoulder, anywhere on the shoulder. It could even go all the way down to your right leg. So anything on the right side of the body. And even on the right shoulder blade on the right side behind your shoulder, you'll feel a little thing on the back where it's tight all the way through here. And you will swear it's probably a neck pain or a shoulder problem, when in fact it's those nuts. So realize that could be one of the sources of that. Headaches are usually that as well. And definitely neck tightness, or your neck becomes very rubbery and knotty. And it can also create a lot of tension in the upper shoulders, okay, up here. I would say that 90% of the people that I see that come in with neck pain, headaches, upper back pain, and shoulder pain in the right side, or the upper back pain, mid-back pain, it has to do with this one problem, the gallbladder right here, or they're consuming nuts, or it could be from other sources, but nuts are a common thing. So you just ask yourself, when did the pain start? What did I eat just before it? And it probably will be these nuts right here. So there's a couple things that you can do to determine if that's the thing or not. I just had a lady recently come in, and she just can't turn her head, and she was about to get surgery for her neck. And I says, hold on. I said, let me just try something. So I basically pressed up underneath her right rib cage, right over the gallbladder. Okay, so your rib cage comes here, you press right on the right side, about an inch off the center to the right, and just press in there and hold that for about a minute. And if your neck loosens up, then we know it's this problem right here. And if you say, well, I already have my gallbladder out, so problem solved, realize that if you have that gallbladder out, you definitely have a problem there, because now you just have a tiny little duct that's always going to be plugged up, especially if you overload too many nuts or oils or fats or olive oil or flax oil or any of these oils that people are taking, or fish oils, and you start burping it up. So a symptom of gallbladder problems would be belching, right shoulder pain, headaches, burping, acid reflux, a lot of bloating and congestion right there, and the neck stiffness right here. So two things: you have to actually change your eating, and you need to maybe do some acupressure over the gallbladder, and that will give this a lot of relief. There's also another acupressure point that you can use on the left calf, down by the ankle. There's going to be a lot of tenderness right there, and you work that out, and that will free up this right shoulder as well, and neck, if that's the cause of it. Another thing, if you want to germinate your nuts, that sounds kind of strange. If you want to soak your seeds and nuts overnight, that's called germination. And here's what you can do. You can get like a container, fill it with water, put your nuts in there and seeds, and then let it soak for overnight, okay? And then rinse it out real good, and then dry it in the oven like about 150 degrees, or a dehydrator. When you consume those nuts, then you will have less of an irritation in your gallbladder, because when you germinate these seeds and nuts, you actually release certain properties in there. They're called enzyme inhibitors, which basically help digest the nut. These enzyme inhibitors basically block the enzyme in a natural form, raw nuts, that prevent the digestion. And that's why a squirrel always buries his nuts in the, that sounded weird, in the soil. before he eats them. So we want to soak them and germinate them. If you're consuming roasted nuts, it's already, the enzyme inhibitors aren't there. So I know it's kind of a hassle to do that. So it's okay to have some raw nuts, but just make sure they're low quantity. And if you start getting neck pain or shoulder pain, then you're going to have to lower that as well. And you can take digestive enzymes and things like that, but just realize there's a huge connection between the relationship between seeds, nuts, and peanut butter and pain in your neck and the shoulder. One last point about that is that when you buy peanut butter, read the label and make sure it does not have any added sugar or just peanuts, salt, preferably sea salt, and oil. That's it. Okay? So I hope that helped, and go ahead and start germinating your seeds and your nuts.